My name is Glenn Choquette. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And when I was growing up, I remember vividly one Sunday when I was in the Catholic Church, and the priest was talking to us, and he piqued my interest by starting to talk about the integration that was happening in our hometown at that point. And he started talking about how we all knew the right thing to do. And of course, I knew the right thing to do. I heard all the adults in the neighborhood talking about what we should do. And then he said, we should welcome them. And I thought, what? What are you talking about? That's completely different than what anything I've heard. So that was my first time that I'd realized that the church could be a prophetic voice to what was happening in the world. Later, as I was growing up through adolescence and college, I realized that I myself wasn't welcome in my own church because I realized that I was gay. But I made a conscious choice to stay there because it was my home. I even stayed there after my partner died unexpectedly. Stayed there after I essentially woke up driving to a bridge to throw myself off and decided to not do it. But what essentially threw me out of the Catholic Church, or made me see that there was no other choice, was when the Pope came out and said that women are not equal and never would be. I had to leave. I couldn't become the oppressor. So I found a home for a while in the Presbyterian Church, and then when I moved to another state, I looked for another church that would be welcoming, and I found it in the Lutheran Church, Edina Community Lutheran. And when I was visiting churches, the only ones that I visited were the ones that visibly had a sign, actually advertisements, saying that they were welcoming. And I know a lot of people wonder why it's important to actually advertise or say that you're welcoming beyond what you're already doing in the congregation, because a lot of congregations are welcoming. And it's for those people who don't trust organizations that aren't willing to go the extra step and actually come out and say that they're welcoming. And so my hope for the ELCA is that as a group we'll say that we're welcoming so that we can be trusted.